You guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, October 2nd. It is 6:24 right now. We got market opening up in about 6 minutes. So got everything pretty much set up here for the most part. Let me see if I could add my list of trades for the day here. Um, there's one entry right here that came up, of course, and it's already hit. So that's going to be the first entry at six o'clock. So this first one right here, I was planning on taking this one, but I saw that there was a lot of losses on Thursday, so I decided not to take it. But this first one right here had a 77.78% win ratio, and it just hit full TP right there for the momentum move. So with that being said, let me go ahead and mark up liquidity real quick, and then we'll get started shortly with our continued analysis for the day. So I haven't marked up liquidity in a while because I don't really look at price action as much anymore since we have the algo running. But I'll mark this up for the people who actually are still looking at liquidity, that you guys have an idea of like what to focus on as price continues to, move along here. So I'll try to keep my analysis very similar to what we were doing before. I know we've focused or we've kind of shifted a lot of our trust into the algo. But it's still good to understand what's going on in the market, especially because I'm sticking to YM. I think what happened before is I just had too much going on where I didn't have enough time to really look at YM and do my analysis. That because I was going to gold and I was looking at gold, YM, NQ, ES, etc. But now that I'm sticking just to YM, I can do my previous like the analysis I used to do before. So I'll just stick to YM here, kind of drill down on it. If you guys are on the Discord, I posted my possible entries for the day that I'm looking for. They're going to be later in the session, so I have some time. Um, I'll let you guys know the direction of the momentum breakout on open in a few as well. I'll also take a look at the orb. I've been following the orb for the past couple of days. It hasn't been good, guys. I'm really glad that we kind of shifted away from the orb. I mean, the orb is a good strategy, but because of the choppy market, the orb hasn't really been hitting a lot lately. Um, So I'm glad we moved away from it because, that would have been destroying my mental, honestly, if I kept taking those losses on the orb. Um, so yeah, we're gonna go back to basics. I try to shift things over a little bit looking at the orb, but for the most part, I think momentum here is really the key winner for us to, really focus on. Hey Maria, morning. Morning, Ben. Morning, Justin. Morning, Sam. Morning, everybody. Sam said, "Hi, took the 6 a.m. full TV. Thanks, bro." Yeah, definitely. So Sam over here actually took my setup over here at 6 a.m. He caught that right there against the momentum, rode that right up. It was a 77.78% win ratio. So it was a good setup. Like I would have taken it if I didn't see that it lost a lot on Thursdays. Kind of skewed my data a little bit, but of course, I'm glad that it hit there for those of you who decided to take it. But anyways, here are the entries over here. If you guys want to see this, it's posted in the Discord. Just, remember that it'll be posted under the announcements here. I post all the trades here before market open. So they've all been posted there, and we'll be looking for it here as market opens up. So right now, my main entry that I'm looking for is going to be right here at six. Sorry, not six. At 751, it looks like 66% win ratio. I'll try to take a look at that a little later as we get closer to it, but there's nothing coming up yet. The next entry here to come up is going to be at, I mean, there's one right here at 611. So there's one right here at 601, and there's another one right here, as you guys can see, at 610 and 611, which was right here. And this is actually another buy at 610, 611 for 4080. It's still currently running, it looks like. Yeah, I mean it's still running. It's gonna get close to market open. If you guys are looking to take the breakout on open, guys, the breakout on open is going to be it's going to be a buy entry. So if you guys are looking to take the buy here for breakout on open, it's going to be a buy entry right there. If you guys are looking to take that, again, I'm going to be waiting for a later entry, but if you guys want to take the breakout right here on open, it is going to be a possibility right there. Yeah, Sam said it was the best in respect to probability and match my analysis. So that's a key thing, guys. You don't have to trade my style or my strategy. You can use my setups or my entry times over here as a confluence, right? If I can identify that there's momentum at the specific time, then odds are price is probably gonna move in that direction. So here's the breakout, guys, running in profit right now as we speak. There goes the breakout on open. I don't really have momentum around that time right now. Not, at least not where it's consistent. So I'm not in any positions here. The main entry, so you can see my target entry right here is going to be at 728. I'll mark up a line right there so we can focus on that. And then the next one's going to be at 752. So 728 and 752 is going to be my target entry times. I'm not in any positions right now, but the first entry that came up right here at 6 o'clock already hit full TP. There's another one over here that's running. This is the one from 611. It's not a super high win ratio, so it's not one that I would, personally look to take. But I mean, it's still a setup nonetheless. See, this is why I try to avoid market open because see this big manipulation that's been happening. I would always hate to get caught in this manipulation, so I preferably would just sit out of it than get into the position here. So the trade's still running right now as we speak. Um, yeah, this thing is it's bouncing all over the place. But this is gonna be the 611 entry right here. See, I had these two that were marked up. I wanted to take both of these. The 6 o'clock, which hit full TP for 40 points, and then the 611 right here, which is currently running in profit. They both had mixed results for Thursday. Like on at 6 a.m., I looked at the listed trades. It lost on a lot of Thursdays, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to take that trade at 6. And then this one over here had mixed. It was some wins, some losses. Breakout looks like it's about to hit TP if it already did. Okay, full TP right there. If you guys caught that, full TP. Let me see the stat. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to set this up with, I already have it set up here. Okay, so yeah, the entry was right here on the close of this. Or let me set this up. I think 5025 might be better for this one. Or not in 5025, maybe I think we did 50/50, right? So the 629 candles right here. So the entry happened right there. And we'll just do this at 50/50 because a lot of you guys like doing the 50/50 on open. I think personally, I think for the opening candle, 630, the one-to-one's probably gonna be best. Just trying to figure out why the number here is off. See if I could get this. It looks like because the back test looks like it's running it on a okay, so there you go. Yeah, I think for the breakout on open, you might want to wait for the first candle to open, like the 631, and then enter on the following one after. Or I don't know, the stats over here are kind of different. I think the stats are actually better if you how we already had it set at 829. I'll play around with it and we'll kind of figure out where the stats are better at. But anyways, guys, so looking over here at the market, so pretty much price spiked around, pretty much knocked out liquidity on both ends. So there's a sweep right here that happened, price pushed up from there. So a sweep entry right there for those of you who are looking to take the sweep. And then I'm gonna try to clean this up as much as I can. So this sweep over here is done with. It pretty much swept off the sessions and also swept off the liquidity. I'm gonna clean this up too. Clean this up too. Pretty much liquidity here got wiped out. There's a sweep right here that happened pre-market at 628. I'm just gonna clean that up because there's nothing there to really look at. I'm gonna clean these up again. There's just so much going on the chart right now that we want to keep it as clean as possible. I've marked up those liquidity levels pre-market, so like we already had those identified. Price is pushing back up right here. And then looking back at my algo, so this trade looks like it just hit full TP. Yeah. So both of my trades here hit full TP, guys. If you guys took either of these here. So if you guys took either of the trades here, I already had these marked up from last night. So again, if you guys are new here, go to the Discord, right? Go to the Discord. I post all of these trades the night before. So I had this right here at 6 o'clock. I wanted to take this trade because it had a 77% win ratio. I didn't take it because I looked at the list of trades here and it showed that it lost like pretty much every Thursday. So I didn't want to risk it. But I did identify the trade here. This hit full TP for 40 points. And then this one again right here, I also wanted to take this, had a 66% win ratio. I had mixed results for Thursday, and they both hit full TP. So 40-point win right here, 80-point win right here for my algo. The entries I'll be looking for are going to be right here at 628 and 652. This is the same exact entry we took yesterday. So the one that we took yesterday that hit full TP, that's the same exact entry. So this one that we took over here, right? This entry happened at 7:52. That's exactly the same entry we're looking to take today. My algo identified the same exact time, so I'm going to be looking to take that entry again, hopefully, and lock in some good profits like we did yesterday. I'm taking two entries here, so I half my risk in half. So basically, I'm doing a 1 to 2. Right now, we're currently at, so let's see, the first entry was at 6 a.m., full TP. What we'll do and I'll try to document this as price goes up, 6:10, 6:11 a.m. when plus 2R, 7:28 a.m. So I'm just gonna try to document this so that you guys can see like where we're at for the day, right? If you guys decided to take these trades. I think it's useful to have an idea of like where we're at so that you have confidence in the trade that you decide to take. So the total right now is currently plus 4R multiple profit. So the day so far has been pretty good. All the trades that I identified that I was looking to take, they both hit. So we're currently at a 4R right now. This was a 2R, this is a 2R. The next entry I'm looking to take right here is going to be at 7:28, and the one after that's going to be right here at 7:50, 7:52. So we'll see what's up. We will see what is up over here. Ed said I can't see the announcements tab. Is it premium only? No, Ed, it's for everybody. So go over here to Discord, go to this drop down and make sure you have this where it says show all channels enabled. And then it should show up. All right, so currently price is climbing right now, pretty heavy. It's pushing past the liquidity here. So this liquidity got knocked out. This liquidity also got knocked out and it's pushing up higher. Brock said I was looking for a bearish move. Seems like it'd have been slaughtered either way. Yeah, I know. Very, very choppy right there. Maria said, where can I get the document with the algorithm results? There's no document for it, Maria. The algorithm results are going to be it's a indicator. Well, not an indicator, it's a script. So right here, my screener and this stuff, this is where you would see it. But there's no, like, I don't have it listed anymore. There's too many entries. I mean, I wish I could do it, but there's just too many here to look at. If you wanted to like follow it, you can look at the Discord here to see which entries came up. But looking at how many entries I have here, it's impossible for me to mark all these up unless someone wants to do it themselves. If you guys want to, copy these times and then put them in a spreadsheet and then mark up if they win or they lose, you can do that. But it's just going to be really hard because there's like how many entries here for the day. Like if you wanted to document all of these, Maria, this would be like 40. Like you'd basically have to make like 40 or 50 entries on a spreadsheet and then identify which ones hit and which one don't. Let's see. Uh, Ryan said for the breakout, he did 60-30 for the breakout and it lost. Oh, well, should I change it to 80-40? Um, I think 150 might be better, Ryan, because so this is the reason why I avoid the breakout on open is because see the big spike that happened right here? This is why I don't really like taking the breakout on open. I try to take it where there's not a lot of like crazy volatility, right? So I like to take it before or I like to take it after. Um, the wider the TP stop loss, the better. That's like as basic as I can make it seem. I could even put the stats over here, Ryan. So let's see. If you were to do 50-50, 1-to-1, it'd be a 51% win ratio. This is for a let's do 90 days. Or we could do this is for a whole year. But I think 90 days is probably more realistic. So for 90 days, it's going to have a 60% win ratio. So as long as you're above 50%, you'll be profitable, right? Let's see if Ryan wants to do 100 TP 50 stop loss. I'm just going to run the data here so that you can kind of see. So you have an idea of like what works best. It looks like this right here actually does not work best. Let's see if we go against momentum. Oh no, no, actually this is good. Sorry, I just remembered you're doing a 1-to-2. So if you're doing a 1-to-2, this is actually it actually still works well. Because if you're doing a 1-to-2, you just need above a 33.33% win ratio, right? If you can hit it above 33%, you're going to be profitable long term. So yes, this is for 150. And let's see, the other numbers you mentioned was 80-40. Let's just see what's the highest number, right? So this is 36.92. Oh, this is better. So if you do 80-40, I probably would go to 80-40 because you have a 44.62% win ratio. You're going to lose trades, it's not going to be 100%, but if you keep taking the trades, long term, you should be profitable if you do that on the open. Okay, let's check one more, 60-30. Right now, 80-40 looks like the best one. It's 44.62. This is why the algorithm is so useful because it tells you exactly what's the best. Okay, so they both work pretty well. Looking at 60-30, it's not as good as 80-40, but it's still pretty good. So I think 80-40 might be your best bet, Ryan, if you just want to take the one on open. Like if you just want to mindlessly take the trade every day at 6:30, like if that's your only trade, then yes, 80-40 would yield you the best profit. So like let's do the math here for you, Ryan. So for you here, let's just do a trade analysis real quick. So you have 29 winning trades, right? So 29 times 80, that's your profit. And then you have 36 losses. So 36 times 40, that's gonna be 1,440. So 2320 minus 1440, this is gonna be your net profit after a 65 trading day period. So basically 2 months. So 2 months of trading, if you're trading this with, we'll say 10 contracts, 10 times 5 times 8, 80. This is how much profit you should make. So in 2 months, you should make, if you took every single trade with 80 TP, 40 stop loss, this is how much profit you should make if you did 10 contracts. That's pretty good, right? So I mean, that's good. This is for 2 months. So you divide this by two and then, or crap, let me see. Divide by two, not multiply. Okay, so divide by two right there, times 12. This will yield a annual profit of 264,000. That's pretty good. That's for one account, right? And this is for 10 contracts. So if you had, you're with Tradeify. So if you do this times five, it'd be about a million, 1.3 million for the year. This is if you only take the breakout at 6:30 and you did it with the 80-40. Like you eat the losses and you take the wins and it balances out long term. That's what the number would look like. So if you were to take this one right here, Ryan, like you just said, 80-40, that's where this would be your range. So hopefully that helps with the numbers there. But okay, so let's go back to our charts. We don't have our entry here yet. We're still looking for opportunity here to come up. My setup has not came up yet. We don't really have many entries here. We have one that's coming up at 710. It's not one that I'm looking to take, but it is a setup that may be coming up. So right here at 710, we have possible opportunities for entry. I was looking to maybe get into this one right here at 710, but I don't like the risk to reward. It's a little too wide for me because it's a 90-point TP and a 45-point stop loss. I don't like holding on to the position for that long. So if you guys want to take it, I mean, feel free. There's gonna be volatility right here around 7 o'clock. So in about 20 minutes or so. Yeah, Talanji said noted. You did say that before, actually. I think you tested 5 years. 80/40 was slightly better than 60/30 and much better than 50/25 and 100 to 50 even worse. Yeah, because so you got to find that sweet spot, right, Talanji? That's why I kind of played around with the numbers there, and the numbers showed that for the breakout at six or the breakout at 6:30 using a an 80/40, this is pretty good. The numbers are good here because you really, long term, you just want to have higher than a 33% win ratio. And if you're trading with something that is you're trading like with a prop firm, you're gonna be able to take a profit, right? You're gonna be able to get a payout basically, and if you blow the account, whatever, you blow the account, start another one. But you'll be able to make a payout consistently time over time. Because the thing is, the drawdown period here is not very high. It's not that long. So if you look over here, there might be periods where you blow your account if you're doing a prop firm. Like for example, right here, you probably blow your account around like in July, but this was normal. Like July was a tough month, like in the beginning because of the tariffs. So you probably would have blew your account right here, and then you'd have like consistent wins right here, and then consistent wins right here. So you'd blown account for July basically, and then August you get a payout, and then you get maybe two payouts in August, and then September you get a payout, and then you may, depending on what your risk is, you might have made survive this drawdown right here. There's like four trades back to back that lost, but you're doing a half risk, so you're not, if you're doing half risk, you'll be able to survive. Basically, you want to calculate about eight losses. If you can calculate eight losses back to back, it looks like you should never blow your account here. You gotta change your risk around a little bit to survive the drawdown periods. But overall, this is pretty good. And if you're trading a personal account, you'd be perfect because yeah, you'd eat the losses here and there, but eventually you'll make it right back. Like I can put the stats over here too, like depending on like what type of account size you have and then your contract size, and then it'll give you the profitability long term. Here, let's see. So like for example, if you're on a Tradeify account, you're 150,000. See, your max drawdown is only 11%. So yeah, you might blow your account if you're taking big risk, but if you're taking lower risk, so this is 15 contracts. I said 10 contracts earlier. Let's do 10 contracts. So you do 10 contracts. The risk is a lot tighter. It's only a 7.73% drawdown. So you should be able to survive the trade. Or even if you want to go even lower, let's say like, oh crap, it dawned. If you wanted to go even lower and just, minimize your risk as much as possible, you can probably go down to eight contracts because you can't reach 5% drawdown, I think, right? That's for most prop firms. You don't want to go more than 5% drawdown at a time. This doesn't factor in the fact that you might be heavily in profit at a period of time. So right here, you can just keep playing around with the numbers to identify like what your best possible contract size should be to not blow your account, and then also what your best probability is to win or to continue the process. So right here, if you drop your contract size to five contracts, you'll have a 3% drawdown max. So you make it basically and virtually impossible to blow your account, right? You make it pretty much impossible. If you were to do this here, again, the numbers are, so we'll do the math here again. This is like if you're very, very conservative, you don't want to blow your account and you just want to like basically print money every month. So 5 times 800. This would be 20,000 per month per account. Or no, sorry, this is not per month. This is going to be per 2 months because this is a 65 trading period. So you do this divided by two. It's basically 10,000 a month per account times five accounts. That's 50,000 times 12. I mean, it's still a pretty decent profit, 600,000 for the year. This is trading very, very conservatively, right? Where you make it impossible to blow your account. You're not going to make a lot of profit. You're not going to make a lot of losses, but you're going to be churning money. So like basically, if you're trading the Tradeify, you basically just keep trading this until you get a payout, and then you reset and you keep doing it again. Just and then what I would recommend is when you get this profit, move it to your personal account and then trade that, and that's where you scale. That's what I do. So with the prop firms, I don't really mess with my contract size. I use the same contract size every time. And then I funnel those profits to my personal account. So if you look at my profits from yesterday, like this is my personal account right here, right, where I made 2,918. Basically, I make these profits and then I move these profits to my personal account. And then this is where I start to scale because I can take more risk there since I don't have any drawdown rule. So that's kind of the game, right? It's like you make consistent income through or just you get cash flow through these prop firms, and then you funnel that money over to your personal account, and then your personal account's where you increase the contract size. So like, you're taking five contracts on a prop account because you don't want to blow it. And then eventually at some point, you grow your personal account to something pretty big. And say, for example, you're taking 30 contracts, and we're just using this as a hypothetical. Say, I'm running the numbers here. If you do 30 contracts, you'll be up like 100,000 well, not every 2 months, but basically on a consistent basis, right? So you make money on your personal account, plus you make money on the prop accounts, and then it just grows uh, substantially that way. So just something to keep in mind, guys. That should be everybody's main goal. Don't focus on prop firms. Just use the prop firms for money, right? For money to come in, and then move that to your personal account, and then grow your personal account. Don't grow the prop firm account, because if you blow the prop firm account, you're screwed. What's the point of that, right? You can start over. I feel like a lot of people they focus too much on these prop accounts, and then they get pissed once their account gets blown because then they don't have any money because they never made a withdrawal, right? Make the withdrawals when you can, and then move it to an actual live account. Dylan said, how much would you need a minimum for personal account? If you want to trade with NinjaTrader, I think the minimum is like 12,000, 12 or 15,000. So keep trading on a prop firm until you save that much amount of money, then move it to a personal account, which is like NinjaTrader, what I do. And then, because I think that's enough to cover margin. And then you can start low, start with like a couple contracts, make a couple $100, and then increase contract size, make a couple more $100, then increase contract size, make 1,000, increase contract size. Like right now, I'm currently at let me see, I think I'm at 8 contracts on my personal account. So I'm gonna slowly continue to scale that account as I make more profit on it. Basically, whenever my account reaches another 10,000, so right now I think it's at like, I don't know, 20, 30,000. What, or yeah, it's at 30,000. When it reaches 40,000, I'll increase the contract size. I'm like slowly scaling up so that I don't really like blow the account, right? Um, and that's just my scaling. Some people, if you want to scale faster, you can, but I'm doing it very, very slowly, very, very consistently, so I don't make anything crazy there. Yeah. So, all right. Other than that, guys, my entry hasn't came up yet. I'm waiting for my entry at 728. Again, if you guys are looking to take an entry, the next one's going to be here at 710. So let's see what we got over here. Chris, let me see what you mentioned. Chris said, I know that we usually do 1 to 2, but what happens if you do a scenario of 50-30 or 80-50? You may lose larger at a given time, but I'm wondering if your win rate would be higher overall. Okay, so let's check that real quick, Chris. I know you're an analytical guy, so this is perfect for you. I can't wait to get this to you, Chris, because I know once you play around with this, you're gonna come up with something crazy. You're probably gonna, because you're more of a math whiz than me. I'm kind of just throwing the numbers around, but let's see, let's do 50-30 like you mentioned. Yeah, let's see the odds here. Because this is all data, right? I'm not making up these numbers. Like I can't make this number up. Yeah, so your win rate here is actually higher. So Chris might have found a better win, or it's slightly better. So with the 80-40, it was at like 44%. It's now at 46. So yeah, you'd probably make a little more profit long term. Or this is like for 90 days, right? So for 90-day period. So this one does work a little better, Chris. Um, but then again, you'd have to calculate. All right, we could calculate it now. Let's just again do the math. So 30 times, I think you said this was 50, right? 30 wins times 50. That's 1,500 profit. And then 35 times 30. Let's just see what the profitability is looking like here. I think this is going to be less. It's 450. So you're going to make about less points in profit. So for example, if you were to do this, your stop loss is a lot tighter. So you're going to be using a bigger contract size, right? So you'll probably be using like maybe instead of a 10, you'd be using like, we'll say 15. We'll just be conservative here. 15 times 5 times 450. This will be the profit every 2 months, basically, or around there, divided by two. So basically 16,875. So again, this number is still good. This is a good number, right? You do this times 5, Tradeify accounts or whatever. That's 84,000 times 12. It's still good. I mean, the numbers are still good. Like you can see here, if you play around with the numbers, profitability is still going to be pretty decent. The other thing here that Chris mentioned was, let's see, he wanted 80/50. So this one's a little wider. You're probably going to go with the smaller contract size. So again, right here, so the win ratio is about the same, 44%, not a big difference. The trade analysis over here, so let's see. So we had 29 times, what was the number, 80? So 2,320 points, 36 times 50. And we'll do the math here again, 2,320 minus 1,800. So it'd be 520 points profit. Again, you're going to probably lower your contract size because your risk is going to be a little bit higher. So we'll say maybe 12. 12 times 5 times 520. It's going to be about the same. 31,200 for 2 months of trading divided by two. That's 15,600 per month times five counts, 78,000 per month times 12. It's a little less. So looking at the numbers there, Chris, I think the 50/30 would be better than the 80/50, right? Because it's a bit more profit here if we break it down this way. It's a little bit more. But of course, at some point in the future when you guys have the tool, you guys can you guys can you guys can pretty much just find your sweet spot, like whatever you're comfortable with, right? Sometimes it doesn't really matter about like your risk reward because some people can't handle having a big TP stop loss. Like some people just want to be in and out very quickly. So that is that's what it's looking like. So, all right, guys, we're looking for the entry here again. There's nothing here happening so far. Price pretty much pushed through this liquidity. We're still following price here. Price pushed through this liquidity over here as well. We got price sitting at the sessions. It's pushing up a little bit higher. The next entry again that I mentioned is going to be at 710. I don't think we have news for today, so there's not really much here to worry about. We got factory orders at 7 o'clock. It's medium impact, so it's not really going to do very much. We'll just, keep an eye out for it, of course. All right. So with that being said, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Chris said thanks, Sean. That makes sense. That's what I was expecting to see. Yeah, yeah, it's really finding the sweet spot, right? Even though you guys see the profitability from these trades, you got to find out what works for you, right? Because some people are okay with having a tight TP stop loss. Some people are better off with having a wider TP stop loss. Like if they don't want to have that stress of like worrying that the trade's going to hit your stop loss right away. You might make less profit, but your psychology is going to be better, where you're going to be able to take every single trade and not be scared. Talanji said, I see the profit factor is lower with the bigger stop loss, but somehow it's better. Yeah, I know you have to like so the math equation for this guys that I'm calculating is I'm basically calculating the winning trades by how many points of profit, and then I'm calculating the losing trades per stop, like whatever your stop loss is, and then I'm multiplying it by how much. So I wouldn't look at this total P&L. I think this here is irrelevant. You want to look at the total amount of trades and then multiply or calculate the wins and the losses. And then the profit factor here is going to be based on like whatever your contract size is. So it's like slightly different. I mean, you just focus like the main focus that you want to look at is calculate the wins, calculate the losses, and then have the total of the points. And then when you do that, you multiply it by the contract size. And I'll give you guys this equation a little later. I just been running this math in my head for a long time, so I know what to look for. But basically, calculate your losses, calculate your wins, subtract that by the wins. Obviously, you should have positive profits at the end of that, and then you multiply it by your contract size, and that'll give you the estimated profit at the end of the trading period, right? This trading period is out of 65 trading days, so it's a little over 2 months. So basically 2 months of trading, this is the profitability for a 1 to 2. And to be profitable, you just want to make sure that this is above 33%. So you just got to be above 33% because that's for a 1 to 2. If you're doing a 1 to 2 to be profitable, you just have to be above 33%. Anything above that's good. And then you kind of mix and match what your TP stop loss would be to like kind of inch that a little bit higher. But that number was actually pretty good, the one that Chris mentioned. So like, or I mean, I'm like fucking confused. Honestly, I don't remember what the numbers were anymore, but um yeah. Well, I mean, this was for 40/60, and I think there was one that was, oh, it was 80/40. That's what it was. So yeah, in the future, when I give you guys access to this tool, I would say, and you know, like I have a notepad here and I pretty much mark up everything. So I have so much data here with everything. So this is how I keep track of like what's the good T like if you look over here, so see right here for my TP stop loss, I have all of the TP stop losses to check. So I try to find what the highest probability is across one, two, three, four, five, six, seven TP stop losses. So when you guys see my list here, I run the algorithm on seven different TP stop losses, and then I run it on one, two, three, four, five different time periods. So this takes me maybe an hour at night to just get all this data down. And then when I have this data down, I'm ready to take the trades the next day. So yes, in a little bit, or yeah, hopefully by the end of the week, I'm gonna try to get this tool to you guys, my scanner right here, so that you guys can do this data yourself. And then hopefully you guys find a really good number and you share with me, so we both make money, right? We both win. It's a win-win for both of us because it takes the time away from me having to do the work myself. And then you guys will be familiar with the with running the test. And then once we figure out that specific TP stop loss that has the highest probability of winning and the highest profit ratio, we'll just use that. So it's a win-win for both of us there. Because I'm going to take that trade too. If the profitability and the probabilities are on our side, I'm going to take that trade with you, and we're both going to make money on it. So yeah, goes both ways. Okay, let me check the other chat real quick, or let's check the orb real quick. I didn't take the orb for the day, but this is the orb right here. If you guys took the orb, looks like it probably hit target for the day. This is the next thing I want to. So this scanner that I have here, I'm going to create one for the orb, so that we can kind of see what the best targets and stop losses should be for this. Because the orb is a good strategy. It's just we got to figure out what's the best probability, right? The thing is, I feel like the 40/20 is good, but it's not always good. Like the 40/20 right there. So if you took the orb full TP, if you took the break and retest, price broke past structure, retested right here. I just got to figure out, I got to create another algo for this so that I can kind of see what's going on. Yeah, Talanji said I stayed up all night making an Excel spreadsheet. I know I did the same thing when I first put together this tool, guys. I was like mind blown because I was like, this is crazy because we're basically cracking the code here with regard to profitability, right? Because the thing is, the reason why a lot of traders are not profitable is that they don't have the numbers in front of them, right? Like consistently profitable. Like someone can't stay consistently profitable for a long time because they keep changing their strategies, but they don't change it in a way that's beneficial for the strategy. For us here, we have the numbers here. So like if we change the settings a little bit, right? Use a different TP stop loss, use a different contract size, we actually have the number here to tell us, okay, our changes are actually good. It's not just some random change that we're making. Um, so yeah, that's the key thing there. Anyways, no entry here yet. The first entry is going to be at 7:10, like I mentioned. We're currently at a 4-hour profit for the day for the trades that I identified as entries I wanted to take. Usually the entries that I look to get into, guys, they have to have a high probability. So I look for something that's higher than like a 67% win ratio. Like this one had a 77. That was this trade. That hit full TP. This one over here had a 66.67. That was full TP. This one over here has a 66.7, but I don't like that it has a wide TP stop loss. So I'm not going to take that one. The one I'm going to take is going to be down here at 628. It has a tight TP stop loss 2550. And I'll be looking to get into that a little later. So I'm basing everything here off probabilities. I'm not just taking trades off feel, right? I feel like in the past, we've taken a lot of trades based off discretion. We're like, oh, this looks good. Price action looks good, right? I don't care about price action and I don't care about trend and I don't care about anything really. I care about the probability. If the probability is high enough, then I'll take it. Because if I lose the trade, I'm like, okay, whatever, I lost the trade, but at least I had a confident entry point where I'm like, okay, this trade wins. It's not going to win 100% of the time, but it has a 61%. So as long as this weighs in my favor, I'm willing to take it. Because, usually when you trade a 1 to 2 strategy, you have a 33% chance of it hitting anyways. So if I can double my odds on that trade, I'll take the trade. and then I'll take it with half risk so I can take two trades. So if I lose this one, but I win this one, then I'm still up 2R. If I win both, then I'm up 4R. If I lose both, I'm only down 1R. See how that makes sense? You got to use proper risk to reward. So like you can take certain trades, and if you lose, it's fine. But if you win, you double up on that trade. So you just got to be smart about it, guys. I'm do everything from an analytical perspective now. I don't really do anything off discretion. Like if the profitability is not high enough, I'm not going to take the trade. That's like it's plain and simple. Just not going to take the trade if that's the case. Here, let's change the number. So the next entry right here is going to be at 710. Since we're looking for that right there, it's going to be a 90 point TP, 45 point stop loss. Uh, the entry was at, what was the entry at? 710, right? I'm going to pull up the numbers here for this trade that's going to come up. So right here at 710, I want to see what the numbers look like. Connect. I'm having some connection issues. It might be my internet though. Okay, so my trading view here is updating. It's going to update to this specific trade at 710. And again, we're going to be breaking down the numbers like we mentioned here. This is against, so I'm going to change this. So you can see right here has a 22% win ratio. That's because we have it in the wrong direction. I'm going to go over here to against, and let's flip that up, update the report. All right, it is updating right here. Okay, so it's at 66.67% win ratio. I'm going to change the dates a little bit because it's still loading up right here. Anyways, it's at a 66.67% win ratio, that 710 entry. What I do here a lot of times is I'll look at the entries. So over here, it marks up every entry. What I like to look at is the dates, right? So today is the 2nd and it's Thursday. So last Thursday was September 25. And right here, I'm like, okay, September 25, last Thursday, it won. So it won last Thursday. Well, let me see the previous Thursday. September 18, it lost, right? The last Thursday before that, September 11, it won. The Thursday before that, September 4th, I don't have the data here, but basically it shows that there's no, basically what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a pattern to tell me whether it wins or it loses on a Thursday. Because the thing with my numbers here is that this is pretty much running the algorithm at this. This basically tells us that every single day at 710, there's momentum that moves, right? Something moves price at 710. It might be a market maker, it might be an institution. We're basically tracking momentum in the market. Retail traders are not going to create momentum in the market. So with this so this shows me that at the previous 18 days, right? So basically the past 2, 3 weeks, every day at 710, there's a player in the market that moves market. So this is indicating that, okay, if this is the case, now that I know that price moves at 710, the next thing that I need to do is I need to identify where is the direction of movement, right? And the direction of movement right here says it's against momentum. So if it's against momentum, that tells you that it's a reversal move, right? So for example, see how price is coming down right here? At 710, I'm expecting a reversal move back up, basically a head and shoulders, right? So see how everything here it makes sense. I'm not looking at price action and I'm not looking at structure. I'm not really looking at anything. I'm just looking at momentum here. But because it's against, this is indicating that a reversal is likely to happen here. That's what I'm expecting. So if you guys want to take this trade, I mean, feel free to take it. Like I mentioned, the TP stop loss is too far for me. I don't really want to take a 90 point target. If you guys want to take it, I mean, great. It's so be it. You guys can take the trade there. I can't stomach holding on to a trade for this long. I'm gonna wait for another setup. I'd prefer a tighter move. But if you guys do want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys here. Let's see. Let me go back to the chat over here. David's asking, what's the breakout win percentage? So I think you saw when I looked at the data, if you're trading a 1-to-1, it's about like a 60 to 70% win ratio. If you're doing a 1-to-2, it's about a 44 to 48 win ratio. So it's pretty high. PC said with a dynamic win ratio, I'd be focusing on staying consistent instead of money. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing too, PC. So my main focus is really just looking at like, what's my long-term profitability? Not exactly like profit. I don't care about the profit. I'm looking at the profitability long term. The profit just shows you exactly what you can expect, but the profit comes with the consistency. So if I can have it above a certain price, like a certain percentage, then obviously it's gonna yield a profit. My main goal is really to make profit. That's the main goal. I don't care about how much profit, but to make profit, consistently over the year, is the main goal there. So again, if you guys are looking to take the entry right here for 710, it's going to be against momentum. We have a sell momentum here, so obviously you're going to take the buy, and the win ratio is going to be 66.67. Again, it's not going to be 100%, so you can't guarantee a win here. But if you're playing the odds in your favor, this is likely to hit because you've kind of weighed the scales your way. So basically, when this candle closes, if you want to take this entry, it's going to be for a buy. 710 candle. Let's see what we got over here. Yeah, so PC mentioned the wire margin is 500 per contract. Yeah, exactly. And then the thing is we don't hold overnight, so it doesn't account for the overnight margin. Since we're day trading, as long as you can cover the initial margin, you're fine. Like if you're doing 5 contracts with like a $12,000 account, you should be perfectly fine because you'd cover the margin for just that trade as long as you don't hold it into the next day, which you never would because your TP stop loss isn't that far out. Usually out by, a couple minutes or so. All right, so for those of you who are looking to take this trade, the trade is, and you can see right here, my algorithm also identified the long position. So that's where the entry was taken, right there. So we'll follow this here. I'm not in this position, but we'll just follow it so that you guys can kind of see how this here plays through. Again, I'm not really looking to take this trade here because I don't like the wide TP stop loss. So I'm not in this position here. This isn't one that I identified that I'd be looking to take. The one that I'm looking to take is going to be at 728. So I got about 10 minutes until my actual entry, which is going to be right here. Let's see, this is what my algorithm is all about. Basically, what it does is it runs these probabilities pretty much 24 hours a day. So every minute the algorithm updates. This shows you what the best win percentage is right now for these specific trades at the moment. So basically let me see what the time is. 8, so 6, it's 7 o'clock now, so I'm gonna just change this a little bit. So this is going to tell us what the best possible trade combos are between 7 and 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So right now it looks like the best entry right now is going to be the one that it's currently running. Or no, this was at 6:10. So this was the one that happened earlier over here. This is going to be the top trade on the list. Then the other one's at 6:11. And then this one's the one that's currently running right now at 7:10. It's the top three of the trades. Let's see. Question from Sam. He said, Sean, pre-market trade that I took, what's the stats on that long term? Let's take a look. So, well, which one did you take? You take the one at 6 o'clock or you took the one at 6 o'clock or at 6:10? I could put the data over here in the quicker back test because this one takes longer with the scanner. So I'm not in this position right here, guys. The reason why I decided not to take this was because the stop loss is just too the range was just a little too far off. I'd rather know right away if it hits or it loses, versus having to hold on to it because this thing can run for a while. Like the entry could possibly turn at some point later. Like it can probably hit stop loss and then still push up higher. Because the thing is with this right here is that there's multiple entries. So there's a couple at 7:10, then another at 7:11. But I'm looking to get in later at 7:28. So here's the setup right here. This is kind of what I'm going to be anticipating. I'm looking for price to come down, reverse, and then when it gets down to 6:28 right here, I'm looking for the continuation, right? So I'm actually going to get in somewhere down here, and I'm looking for momentum here to flip the other way. 6 o'clock? Okay. So you took the trade at 6 o'clock. I'll change the uh do you know what your TP stop loss is or like which one you're looking to take? Because I can set it up here as well. So you try to get in at 6 o'clock, so I'll put 8 right here. And then depending on what your TP stop loss is, I mean this is where you can kind of play around with it to determine what has the highest win ratio. So let's see what we got over here. So you were looking for I mean what's your if you do you have a specific TP stop loss for that? That you want me to run. I can run the test here though. So if you don't have a specific TP stop loss, I think it was, here, let me just run the data real quick. What was the data at? 6 o'clock. It was a 40-20. So basically, if you were to take this trade here, instead of going with, actually it was against momentum. My bad. So you go against momentum. It has a 46% win ratio. This is for a 90-day period. If you want to go for a whole year, so this is a long-term whole year, it'd be a 33. So it'd be slightly above break even for the year. That's why you'd have to switch around your TP stop loss. I don't think a 40-20 works all year round because there's going to be periods where the volatility is really high or the market's going to be super choppy. So it's not going to work very well. That's why you have to make the adjustments as like at different times of the year. So this probably wouldn't be the case, but if you went with a higher TP stop loss, we'll say like 60-30 maybe. You're just looking for the higher, like you're looking for a probability to be higher and higher. Like for example, here it's 31. That's not good. That's going to be negative risk. That's negative profitability. Yeah, it's still negative. Like you have to find the sweet spot. The thing is the edge changes throughout the year, right? For people who have traded long enough, you'll know that your strategy is not going to work forever. Like you're not going to have the same TP stop loss uh, all year round. You can use the same strategy, but your TP stop loss is going to shift a little bit because the market's not always going to be the same all year round. You got to shift it around a little bit. So I'm trying to figure out the best settings for it. And for the thing with this type of strategy that it's not always going to be really good at 6 o'clock because when market hits 6:30, like let's see. If you look at the list of trades, look at every time the trade gets closed out. It's at 6:30, right? So I think 6 o'clock is it's not a good time to take entries because you have 30 minutes for your trade to hit. If it doesn't hit within those 30 minutes, you're kind of screwed because you're taking a gamble at 6:30 when market opens up, especially if your TP stop loss is very tight, right? So maybe something like 150 it might be better. Or even bigger. Like if you do like maybe 100, 200, it's still a 1 to 2. It's just a bigger TP stop loss. So see how the numbers the profitability goes up higher as your TP stop loss is wider. So for a 100-point TP, 50-point stop loss, your profitability goes up to 35.91. Anything above 33 is going to be profitable. So long term, this is where it would be good at. If you were to do 200 and 100, see like now it gets higher. It's at 35%. And this is a long period of time. You can see over here, you have slight drawdown periods, but for the most part, long term, it works. Yeah, PC, that's the whole point of me doing the math, right? That's why I was doing the math earlier. So if you do the math over here, this is how you calculate the expectancy, 92 times. I don't know if you caught that, but that's what I was doing. That's why I was doing this. This is the profitability, right? 164 times 100. It's 16. So like basically 18,400 minus 16,400. So 2,000 points profit. That's going to be your profitability points wise. And then you figure out what your contract size would be. And then from there, that's how you could calculate the expectancy. I mean, the profit factor here, the main stuff that's going to matter is how many trades win and how many trades loses, right? And this is raw data. So this isn't using any filters, no trend, none of that stuff. It's just really just basing it off whatever the data you have here. If you want to go even wider, 300 to 150, So this is a 35% win ratio. That's still pretty good. Anything above 33% is good. So see as you go wider, if you take that entry at 6 o'clock and you go for a 300 point target and a 150 point stop loss, this is still a 1 to 2, but your profitability goes up to 37.6. So yeah, the higher and higher you go, the higher profitability goes up. You're really trying to base it off the profitability here, the long-term profitability. This is using a pretty big sample, right? So let's use an even bigger sample. The thing is that you can only pull so much data here on TradingView that you can only, so let's try to go as far as possible. Here, I'm going to run this back test for as much data as we have here. This is going to be from, and so here's the sample right here. The sample is from December 31st, 1799 until today, October 2nd. So if you took this one strategy at 6 o'clock and you had a TP stop loss of 400 to 200, you'll still be profitable long term. So this is out of 627 trading days. So out of basically a 2 year period, you'd still be profitable. You just have to be above a 33.33% win ratio to be profitable. And right here, it shows you that you're profitable. So, if you want to calculate the expectancy, like what PC mentioned, that's why I'm saying it really matters about what your wins and your losses here, because you can calculate the wins from here, right? So for example, 254 times, what was it, 400? That's 101,000 positive points, 372 times 200. So then you do the math here. Like this is how you figure out if you have an actual edge, if your edge is bullshit or if it's real. So right here, this is positive profits or point wise. And we'll just do this very basic. I mean, like PC mentioned, you shouldn't base it off profitability, but you want to see where your profitability would be expected over a 2 year period, right? If you're taking the same exact strategy for 2 years, you multiply that. Well, I'd say, you're going to scale your account to maybe 15 contracts at least. 5 times 27, 160. 27, 160. Yeah. So over a 2 year period, this is how much profit you'd make if you were to scale your account to 15 contracts. And the profitability doesn't matter. The main thing here is that you're profitable, right? All right, so trade hasn't came up yet. This one over here didn't work. Again, this is a reason why I decided not to take it. I don't like having a wide TP stop loss like that. I'd rather just have it like these are tighter. I have a 20 point, 40 point stop loss here. What I'm looking for now is I'm looking for the continuation. So as we get closer right here to 728, I'm looking for a continuation either to the downside, because the entry over here at 728 is going to be with momentum. So if we have a sell momentum here still active, I'll be looking to take the sell. If we have a green momentum here active, I'll be looking to take the buy. So no entry yet, but I'll be waiting for this here to set up pretty soon. Yeah, no, thanks, Talani, for the heads up. I mean, I should still be looking at this anyways. We're almost there. Let's see. All right, so I'm looking for this here. The entry is going to be at 728. Take a look at the overall trend. So the overall trend right now is currently bearish on the shorter time frames. You can see here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute prices below the pivots. Trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. Looking over here on the 30 minute, it's currently neutral. 1 hour is currently bullish, and the 4 hour is currently bullish. So the higher time frames here are bullish neutral, lower time frames are bearish neutral. Looking over here at market structure. So this thing pretty much dumped all the way back down. That's pretty much what happened here. Dumped all the way back down. This is going to be opening price. I'm just going to mark this up so we have an idea of where price is at. We have liquidity over here, which pushed above. And then we have, yeah, so I see I see here, I'll write that down to PC. I'll do the calculation once we get my entry here first, but I'm going to wait for it. So we can see what the expectancy is, like you mentioned. I'll probably have to try to fact the problem with TradingView is that it's so limited with regard to how many things I can add to the script. So maybe I can add expectancy to it, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. The script is already too heavy as is. I gotta chop it up a little bit or make it more efficient somehow. All right, so we got price down here right now. The entry is going to be at 728. Almost there. I'm gonna step away for 1 second, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Just wanted to run to the restroom real quick before the entry came up. So the entry right here is going to be a 2550. I'm just going to pull up the stats over here for this one. Entry is going to be at 928. I guess we could run the numbers on this one. Yeah, no, definitely PC. And 100%, you're probably more experienced in calculating this stuff than I am, 100%. So I'm glad that you're giving your input because I would like to know exactly how much profit I'm going to be looking to make too, as well, not profit, but profitability as well. So yeah, no, thanks, bro. Your 2 cents matters, whether you think it does or you think it doesn't. I'm taking anybody's input on the stats here because I would like to see and I would like to know exactly, what to expect. So this right here, I'm looking for a possible buy signal to close here. If the buy signal doesn't close, obviously we're looking for a sell because we're going with momentum. Ideally, I'd like to see a buy signal, but if we don't, I'm fine with it. I got two shots at the entries for today. So I got the first one right here at 628. I got another one at 752. I'm doing a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So I'm doing half risk per trade. Uh, and we'll see. Once this trade here comes in, then I'll be looking to get in for it. Clean this up a little bit. Ideally, I'd like the buy signals to close because preferably I'd rather take a buy here. About 10 seconds left on this candle. All right, so I'll be taking a buy here, it looks like. I'm waiting for this candle here to close. As soon as this candle closes, I'll be looking to get in for a buy. TP stop loss is 50.25. Got 40 seconds left on here. We got 25 seconds left. Got 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. In right there.
Order submitted. Order. Or
All right, so let me make sure my criteria is
Order filled.
proper. Same. So right here, 50, 25. I'll make sure my settings are right. So 718 is where my target should be. And my stop should be at 743. Okay, so I'll be following it right here. This is the first trade. Like I said, I'm doing a 1 to 2 risk reward, doing half risk on this trade. So if this trade loses or it wins, I'll be taking this next one at 752. And then yeah, obviously, we'll see where this goes. So trade's currently running right now. It's currently going back and forth. We have a lot of low volatility right here. It looks like the volume is pretty flat. I was hoping the momentum here would pick up and then we just get a nice push, but we might have to hold on to this for a while. Let me look at the list of trades to see how long this trade runs for. It typically runs for about, let's see, the last trade ran for about looks like 5-ish, 5-10 minutes. So it looks like this trade might run for about 5 to it kind of varies, just depends on how the momentum is. Sometimes the momentum is a lot higher or the volume is a little higher, so it hits right away. Sometimes it takes a little while. The trade's currently running in profit right there. Let me go over here real quick. You can see my setup right there. So there we go. I'm in profit right now, currently 300 or 280. So you can see my actual trade right here. It's currently active, running in profit. And we'll follow this and see where this ends up going. But I got another one that I'm looking to take right here a little later. Okay, so let's do the math real quick. Let's see what PC had here. So let's see, I'm gonna do 11 times 50, and then we'll do 7 times 25. So 550 minus 175, which is 35. So let's do 10. 10 times, this is like average, 10 times 5 times 375. So it is gonna be, okay, total P&L is 18,750. And then we divide that by total trades, which is 18 trades. So the expectancy, I don't, is this number right? I don't know. I did the calculation that you mentioned. It doesn't look right to me, but I don't know if maybe I'm just tripping. So I did the total P&L. Unless you're talking about points. Are you talking about points? Or, I mean, it shouldn't be the points, right? So I did total P&L. Unless you're talking about trades. Here, let me see. Okay, you might have been talking about trades. Sorry, here, I'll ask ChatGPT real quick. Maybe this will be better. You are a professional futures trader. Explain how to calculate trade expectancy. I think that I might have screwed up the equation. Okay. So let's see. Here's the ChatGPT explanation. So I think this trade's gonna stop me out. Okay. So unfortunately, this trade here stopped me out, guys. My stop loss was really tight, which is fine. I wanted it to be tight for a
Stop.
situation like this. Um, Price here is just going sideways, so there's no direction here right now. I'll be looking to get back in right here at 752. So currently right now, the total R for the day is, so 728 was a loss, minus 1 R. So total R multiple for the day is currently 3. So if you took every trade that I identified for possible entry, it's still positive right now. Um, yeah, we pretty much just got caught right here where price wasn't doing anything, a lot of chop. And this is why I take half risk. So it's okay taking this loss right here for myself. I'm going to be looking to get back in right here. As I get in at 752, if this here wins, it's going to recoup this loss plus profit on top. So I'll leave it as is, and I'll be looking for the next opportunity here later at 752. So be waiting for it. All right, now we wait for the next opportunity here for entry. It's currently at a 3R for the day. But okay, let me calculate the expectancy that, and let's change to the other one. So now that this one's done with, we have another one right here. It's a 2040, and it is going to be at uh 752. So like I mentioned before, guys, this is the probability of the trade. It's going to be almost impossible to get 100%, right? You're never going to get 100% possibility. The thing is I'm using the probabilities in my favor. So let's do the math over here for the expectancy of this specific trade. So trade expectancy. So I got to do probability of winning. Here, I got to do this real quick. So probability of winning times average win size minus probability of losing times average loss size. What's over? Okay, perfect. So I can do the math now because I have the equation here. So this is trade expectancy. So probability of winning the trade is 72.22 times average win size, which is in points, which is going to be 40, minus probability of losing. I mean, I guess I could do the math. 72.22 minus 100, 27.78. Because there's always going to be a probability of losing. Average si loss size, which is 25. Okay, perfect. So I got this right here. Let's do the math real quick. PC. I just want to see what and I don't know what like a good expectancy is, but I'll try to figure out what it is. So 72.22 times 40, and then we'll do 27.78 times 25. Okay, so the numbers over here, let me just drag this over real quick so I can put the numbers here for you. So it's going to be 2,888 times 8 or point 0.8 minus 694.5 equals, let's do the math real quick. The market's pretty flat right now, guys. So unfortunately, there's just not a lot of momentum happening right now, which is just the case. Um, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. So 288.8 minus 694.5. So the expectancy is 2194.3. Does that look right, PC? I mean, I don't know if it's right or not. Okay, so let's see what is considered a good trade expectancy. I don't know if this is right. I mean, this is the thing that it gave me, average win size. I mean, the number still doesn't look right to me. I don't know. I did the exact um I did this equation here, but for some reason, I mean it, oh sorry, this number is wrong. Or no, it still would have been higher because either way, it still would have been high. So 27.78 times 20. Yeah, it'd be even lower actually. 554.4. I mean, I don't know. The number just doesn't look right to me. I don't know if I'm just looking at it wrong, or if I have to multiply it by another number or divide it by another number, but 23, 23, 34 times 4. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. Okay, let's do your other one. So your simplified one is, I mean, the PN I did that earlier and it still was the same thing. So total trades. So the P&L right here, let's keep it super simple. Let's just do one contract, right? Okay, so 13 times let's see. 13 times 40, 5 times 20. So let's just make it super, super simple. 520 minus 100, 420. So 1 times 5 times 420. So 2,100, right? That's the total P&L. All right, what was the number again? Sorry. 2,100 divided by total of um 18 equals. Okay, so I mean the number's still really big, PC. I don't know if this is what you were aiming for or what you were looking for, but again, I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't look right to me. Um, but yeah, I did both of the equations here for whatever reason. I mean, this is still the number that it comes out to. Does the number look right, PC? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Again, I don't ever calculate trade expectancies, so I'm not sure. Because I'm looking at ChatGPT and it actually, I mean, it gives you the R multiple. Oh, okay. No, that makes sense now. Never mind. It does make sense. So the expectancy is how much I'm expecting per trade overall. So over the sample size, okay, no, the number makes sense. So even if I was to take every win and every loss, basically this is how much profit I'm looking to make. So this is calculating the wins and the losses. Same with this one. This number was big because I mean honestly, I don't even know why this number is big, but this one over here makes more sense, the one that PC mentioned. Okay, Kroto said don't use all right, let's do that again. Thanks, Carlos, for the heads up. Guys, if you're looking for an entry, there's no entries right now. My next entry is going to be at 752. So if you guys are looking to take something, market's not really doing too much right now. So I would just sit tight till a little bit later, closer to set. It looks like we're in a chop right now. So unfortunately, we're in a market chop. It looked like market was going to reverse back to the upside. I mean, we might get a W right here, but there's nothing to take right now, guys. So don't worry. My entry's coming up at 752. Uh, Kodo's over here. Thanks for the heads up. So you said use decimal points. Let's do the math again real quick. Yeah, so Rashida said if our stop was at the lower low, we would be fine. Yeah, it looks like it, right? If the stop was down here. The only problem is the stop would be super far out, 62. And then my target would have to be like way up here because I'm doing a 1 to 2. But yeah, I mean, it looks like if that was the case, trade would have survived the move. So yeah, thanks for that input right there, Rashida. Maybe in the future, that's going to be something that, I might have to incorporate into the algorithm. Uh, Basing the stop loss at ATR instead of a fixed ATR or a fixed stop loss. But okay, let's do that math again. So 7,222 times 40 minus 2,778 times 20. Okay, let's do this math one more time, guys. Okay, so the math is 7,222 times 40 And then we got 2778 times 20. And this is all good, guys. I'm glad you guys are putting this information in here because obviously I would love to see how this here would play out long term, right? Okay, so let's do the math now. So the math is 2888 minus 5.556. So it's basically 23. Okay, so this is the R multiple basically that I should expect. It's the same thing as earlier, but it's like 23.344 or 23.332. Okay, cool. So looking at the expectancy right here, I mean, the expectancy looks good, right? Um, so basically what this is telling me is that if I trade this for a long period of time, the expectancy is going to be a 23R multiple. So that's a good, I think that's a good expectancy, right? PC? I mean, I don't know. You guys can put your input in. Again, I don't calculate this ever, but I'm glad that you guys mentioned this because now we can kind of see what the multiple would be long term. And the thing is, I'm always adapting to what's working at the time. So the way that this algorithm works is it identifies where the momentum's sitting within a 2 month period. Because the thing is, if you've been following the market or if you've traded long enough, you'll know that the market moves in seasons, right? So every couple months, the market's either like very choppy or it's very directional or it's very sideways and stuff like that. So that's why for for me here, I like to use this in a way that it adapts with market. Because I don't care what's happened like last year because what it was happening last year is not happening right now. Or what's happening 6 months ago is not what's happening now. We're in a different type of market. So I try to adapt my edge to whatever's happening at this very time specifically. Okay, cool. But yeah, guys, thanks for all of the input right here for the trade expectancy. I mean, I was expecting it to be good, but I mean, this gives me more confidence in the trade, even though I already have, high probability of win percentage here. Now that we have the expectancy, I can see this to, be decently profitable in a longer term perspective. All right, guys. So I don't know if anybody's looking to take anything here right now. My entry is going to come up around 752. Again, this trade's going to be with the direction of momentum. So I'll be looking to possibly get into this here. So I'm going to initially go for a 2040, but I might aim for a 2550 because there's two trades that run. I mean, there's a lot of trades here that run alongside at 752. So I might be able to go for a bigger target. I mean, even wider because so you can see over here at 752, my entry has a 72.22% win ratio for a 2040. If you want to go higher for a 2550, it has a 61% win ratio. It goes all the way up to 70 points. So my initial target will be 40, but I can always extend my target up a little higher to 70 if I wanted to. So what I might do here is I might go initially for the 40-20, and then when price reaches 40, I'll move my stop loss and profit to guarantee 40, and I'll shoot for the full 70. Right? Does that make sense to you guys? So this is why I like the algorithm here because it tells me basically this trade will run for a while. So we have the opportunity to shoot for a farther move. 7:48 right now, we got about 4 minutes until entry time. So I'll be looking to see this here as price moves long. This is why it's important to use proper risk with your trade because, see, I took a loss here, but it was a small loss. So if I win this trade here, it's going to recoup it and then hopefully make more from there. Let's see how far this pulled back to. It pulled back to about 60. So if anything, if I had a wider TP stop loss, this might have survived it for a bigger push to the upside. But it's okay. I'd rather cut my losses short and then get in at a later time when the opportunity arises. All right, now we wait. The volatility is very low. ATR is currently at 17. I was hoping we'd get more volatility here, but if you look at the market right now, it's currently sideways. The overall market structure right now, let me see what the market structure looked like at the time of our entry. So at the time of our entry right here at six, I mean, it was a little mixed. So it was kind of tricky how our entry came up over here. It was mixed because the 1 minute and 5 minute was bearish, the 15 minute was bullish, 30 minute was bearish, and the 1 hour and 4 hour was bullish. So it was pretty much mixed market structure right there at our time of entry at seven, what was it, 728? So yeah, around there. Right now it's still kind of mixed too. So bearish on the one, bearish on the five. This is where it becomes a little tricky because our stop loss is so tight that you can easily get stopped out, like before it pushes in your direction, which is fine. I have probability on my side, so I'm okay with taking that risk. Again, like I said, I'm taking a partial risk per trade. So if I win or if I lose, it's not really going to make a big dent in my account. I'm still very profitable. I'm very up right now for the week, so it's not like if I take a loss right here, I'll still be up for the week. Um, because we had some pretty good wins earlier this week, so. Obviously, I'm not hoping that happens, but we'll see what happens. We got about 2 minutes until this entry right here, guys. The entry again is going to be for a 2040. I might make some adjustments as price moves along. Let's drag this down a little bit. We don't really need this right now, just so that we have a bigger chart up here. All right. So the thing with trading, guys, is that you have to understand that there's going to be wins and losses, right? I think once you're able to accept the fact that there's going to be wins and losses and you're trading with probability on your side, it takes the stress away from trading. I feel like a lot of people stress out trading because they over leverage and they try to win every single trade. But realistically, it's impossible to have a 100% win ratio, right? As long as I stay above a 33% though, I'm pretty much cool with it because that's going to yield me a profit long term. Some days are going to be bad, some days are going to be good. It's just that's how the market is. You got to learn how to adapt with it. Yeah, PC said if you could somehow include expectancy in the screener, that would be super beneficial for probability confluence. Yeah, no, definitely. I'll try to get that in there. I just got to clean up the code. The code is already super messy as is, so it's a little difficult for me to squeeze more code into it because it already takes like 40 seconds to load up. If I can clean up the code somehow and then include more parameters, then see if I could do that. All right, guys. So we have a possible entry right here coming up for the 752. This one has a 72.22% win probability of it winning. Again, the probability is never going to be 100%. So there's always going to be risk with the trade, but I'll be looking to take this risk because I like the probabilities on this one. So this candle is going to close in about 30 seconds. About 30 seconds, it's going to be in the direction of momentum, which is a sell right now. You got 10 seconds till the candle close. We got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Get into the position here. All right, so let me see if I got the parameters here proper.
Order filled.
All right, so let's see. The target's going to be at 46,596. Stop is going to be at 46,656. Okay, so I got this set up right here. I'm just going to mark up the numbers because, like I mentioned earlier, there's a possibility that this could push farther. So I'll put this is going to be the 40. Oh, I can't really see it from there. Just going to put a text box right here so I can know where it's at. So this is going to be 40 TP. And then I want to see where let's see, what's the other number, 50? Because I might trail this. Or I mean, not trail it, but yeah, basically trail it. Obviously, I want to go for the bigger target, but if the volatility stays super flat like this, then I don't know. We'll see. I don't like the flat volatility. I like this to like push through. Where's the highest it reaches it? So 70 is the highest that it goes to usually. Okay. Okay. So I got my numbers here marked up. Let me go to my main chart over here. So I swear I had my chart logged in here somewhere. What the fuck? Um, Here, let me see. I might have to log back in. Here, let me see if I can drag this over real quick. Obviously, I don't want to share my login details with you guys. So let me drag this over real quick. I'll put it back. I'm just gonna log into my account so you can see my active trade. I don't know why it logged me out. It's weird. Ah, fuck me. I just pushed the wrong button. I just closed out one of my windows that I like to have open. Okay. Oh, that's weird. I don't know why I did that. It was logged in, it just didn't show. Okay, let me go back to my chart over here. It's okay, I'll reopen the window later. Okay, so this is my active trade right now. It's currently in profit about 280 or whatever. It's currently running in profit right there, 320, 400 in profit. I'm in profit 15 points at the moment. I still have it set to the original target, which is it is 40 points. There's not really much going on here though. So if you guys look at where price is currently moving, it's just flat. I'm hoping we get some volatility to the downside. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's pretty flat right now. Again, if this here stops me out, it's fine. I'm taking half risk on this trade. This is just a 1R. Obviously, I don't want that to happen, but I'm not stressing out over this position here. Okay, let's see. My entry was right there. I'm gonna just kind of set it up here so I can kind of see it on the screen, what it's looking like. Yeah, the problem here is that we're just in this chop right now. There's no volatility, prices going back and forth. The main issue with this is that because my stop loss is so tight, it can easily stop me out before going down to the target, right? Um, yeah, the volatility here is just very low, but I'm letting the trade run. Like whether it hits TP or whether it hits stop loss, uh, this is going to long term, it's going to be profitable still. So this year we're still stuck in this back and forth. Again, if it stops me out, it's fine. But obviously I'm hoping we get some volatility to the downside. It's just we're stuck right here in the middle, and it's not really going in the direction of momentum. Like ideally, I would like price to push in momentum, of course, right, to the downside. I'm not going to adjust my targets at all either. I'm just going to leave it and let it be. The only time I would adjust my target is if it reaches down here. So if it gets down to the 40, I'm going to move my stop loss and profit to the 40. And then I'm going to try to aim for the lower targets down here. We just need price to break out of this chop. It's really just going back and forth. You guys can see how tight my stop loss is. Really, really tight. All right. We're back in profit right here. I'm just waiting for it to move. Hopefully we get some volatility here. Ross is asking, how do you get Trader Sync to update in real time? So for me, I have the login already logged in there. So when I update it, Ross, I just click the update button and it updates for me. That's how I update it. Otherwise, I think if you're doing multiple accounts, you just have to log into the account to update it because you can only have one linked at a time. All right, this thing is just going pretty slow. Pretty slow. I mean, in this situation, I might just have to go for the 40. I'm gonna watch it though. If it goes down to here, I'm gonna try to move my stop loss and profit, or I'm gonna try to adjust it as it goes down. But I think at 8 o'clock, the volatility might pick up a little bit, and then I might have to. I don't know if I'll have enough time to make the adjustment. I'm gonna have to be very quick. I'm following it right now as price moves. If I do make the adjustments, I just gotta be very quick with the drag. So it's currently I'm in profit about 15 points right now. My target's at 40. It's 8 o'clock, so I think we might get some volatility here. I'm watching it, so I'm watching it to I wish I could make the adjustments here, but I don't think I can now. Because I'm already in an active position, so I can't make the stop loss and profit work here. I would just have to manually drag it down. All right, letting this thing do what it came to do. 17 points in profit. I'm almost at the halfway mark. It's just the volatility here is too yeah, the volatility is a little slow. Let's see. Blanco said, I'm not gonna lie, I was on the 1 minute myself not too long ago. I left back to the 10 minute. Can't deal with the low time frames, LOL, even though I love it because it's quick in and out. Yeah. I'm the opposite. Blanco. I can't hold on to these positions for too long. It just, it doesn't sit well with my trade psychology. I'm in profit 20 points right now, guys. So let's see where my profit's currently at. I'm in profit 800 right now, almost 1,000. All right, we're dropping down to that 40. Again, I'm gonna try to be fast and move my stop loss and profit once it reaches the 40 here. I don't know if I'm gonna be fast enough. Kind of depends on like how the market here moves because it just might spike to my target. It might just come down and spike to the target. If it does that, that's fine. I'll take the 40. But I'm gonna try to get down further. So on its way down and profit about 30 points. I just don't want to move it too soon. That's the thing. Because that's what happens a lot of times. I move it too soon and then I get screwed. All right, looks like we're getting, let's see, the target is 566. Oh, this is pretty far down. Here, I'm gonna try to make the adjustments here. Okay, I'm gonna move my stop loss and profit pretty soon. We're getting down to 30 points in profit. We're almost at that 40 mark. The 40 is gonna be at 596, so I know exactly what number to move it to. 596. I have my drag already just waiting once it gets down to the 40 right here. So I just drop it down. Not there yet, but just gonna let it breathe. Yeah, my finger is gonna get tired holding this stupid clicker here. I'm holding it at the 40 point right now so I can drop it down, but if it doesn't come down soon, I might just have to bring it back up to where it was originally. I was hoping the volatility would keep up. The volatility kind of slowed down now. All right, if this is the case, I might have to just go put the stop back to where it was originally. My finger's getting tired. I'm basically holding my stop right now at the 40 point. I'm holding like my fingers right there. So if I pick it up, my stop is going to drop to the 40. I thought it was going to come down to the 40 right away. I moved my target down to the 70, guys. So my target is down at 46, 5. 46,560, whatever it is, 46,566. Here, I'll just drop it back where it was. I'll come back. Okay, so let me just show you over here real quick. So my stop is where it was. Oh, fuck yeah, it's coming down. Okay, 1 second. Fuck, where's that number at? 96. Okay, I'm gonna put my finger back there. So you guys can see my trade over here. I'm in profit about 1,200. I'm waiting for it to get down to that 40, and then when it gets down to the 40, move my stop loss at the 40, and then shoot for the 70. Ah, come on, we're almost there. Let's get some more volatility to the downside. It's frustrating when the volatility gets flat because I was so close to moving my stop loss up. And then again, my finger is getting tired here, holding it at the 40. I'm at 25 points in profit. Come on, let's get some volatility further down. Okay, I'm tired. Let me put my finger back. I'm just gonna watch it here. So basically what I did here, guys, is I moved my target. You can see my target's a little lower. It's down here now. So what I'm trying to do is when price reaches the 40 here, I'm dragging my stop loss down to here. So I guarantee the 40, and then I'm going to try to shoot for the 70 or wherever it goes. It doesn't have to be the 70, but I'll keep dragging it down lower as price drops further. There we go. Let me get my finger back down to that number. Come on, I just wanted to blast right through it. If it blasts right through it, perfect, because then I can just drop it down and then just let it run or let it breathe. It's pretty much knocking out liquidity right there on the bottom. Oh my God. Finger's getting like carpal tunnel in my finger, holding it at 46. Uh, whatever the number is, 46,596. God damn it. Okay. Let me bring this back up. I'm still in profit 20 points right there. I'm just trying to get it down, but again, the volatility here is we're still in this chop, basically, the chop that we talked about. So we're still in the middle of this chop, looking for price to possibly drop lower. We are past 8 o'clock though, so the volatility here is starting to slow down a bit. We were really close to that 80. Let's see. PC said the best RR opportunities, 20 to 100 RR. Yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty far RR for that there. Man, so we were really close to our target right here. I might just adjust it back to where it was originally and just let it be because it's becoming a lot of work for me to make these adjustments with the target. Yeah, I was hoping the volatility would start to just drop down and then we get a dump to the downside. But you can see here we're still stuck within this middle chop, unfortunately. I mean, it pushed past the lower end here, but it just pretty much spiked right back up. It pretty much grabbed liquidity and then it swept back into the range. Here we go as we come back down. All right, I'm hoping we get a big, big push down right here, like blast right through the liquidity and then blast right to my 70 points right below. It's just frustrating when you're stuck in this chop because you want to make the adjustments. Like I want to make the adjustments to stop loss and profit, but I just can't right now because it's too choppy and I don't want to get out too early. So what I think they're doing right here, well, what I see the market doing is it's trying to lure in some more buyers as it ranges back down the middle. I don't think there's any other entries here coming up. There's one at 816. It's going to be with momentum. Has a 61% win ratio. So we have another one possibly showing up right here at 816. hopefully in the direction of the sell. Blanco over here said he's still in the sell himself. On the 10 minutes, target is 120 ticks, so it's still not giving me exit. Yeah. All right, Blanco, cool. We're both in a sell right now, so we're hoping this thing, takes a dump to the downside. It's just market here is not doing anything. It's just going sideways. So we're both looking for a sell here, which is good. Yeah, Blanco said we're in a small chop, but it could definitely drop. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's just chopping up right here down the middle. As soon as it can kind of finally break down this lower area, it would look good or it would be good in general, but yeah, it's kind of flattened out. Let's see. Nick said everything has been going sideways after 6:45 these days. Yeah, that's why I try to get my entry in before 7, but I just haven't been able to get in before 7. The volatility here is kind of it just hasn't been consistent before 7. We get pushed up, pushed down, but my algorithm isn't able to identify entries around that time that's like very consistent. All right, so we're still stuck in this middle chop. Again, if this trade stops me out, it's fine. I'll run it back tomorrow. Hopefully a win tomorrow to balance it out, but I'm taking half risk on these trades, so I'm still profitable for the week. Whether this trade hits or it doesn't, I'm still profitable for the week, so it's not a make or break for me. 810 right now, volatility is still pretty flat. Still stuck in this chop. Obviously, I'd like this to come down, but the volatility is just it's not giving us what we need. Let's see that. Nick said I've been steady taking breakouts, liquidity, and not much else. Yeah, I mean that's probably key. Take a breakout in the morning, take some liquidity. What I'm not going to do today is I'm not going to cut this trade short. So that's what I'm not going to do, right? I'm going to let the trade do what it needs to do because I'm following the algo. The probabilities are there. I'm not going to cut the trade short. If anything, I'm going to move the stop loss and profit. There we go. All right, let's go. Back down. Okay. Okay, I like this. Let's see if this cups down to the 40 so I can move my finger. Okay, let's go. Come on. Let's get a little farther down. I'm liking this drop here. Okay. 30 points in profit. Let's go. 35. Need to get to that 40 so I can move my stop loss and profit, and then I'm good. Then I'll let it do whatever. Like it could do whatever from there. Come on, bro. Let's get it down just a few more points. 33, 32. I just need to get down to that 40, then I can move my finger. Come on. Don't get stuck in this chop again. All right, blast right through it. I just wanted to blast right through, knock out that liquidity. Okay, it's at 40. God damn it, I have all these freaking. You know what? Fuck it. I'm out. Fuck it. I'm out. Oh, fuck me. God damn it. I fucking knew this was gonna happen. As soon as I got out at 40, it fucking drops to the 70. Motherfucker.
Filled.
Target filled. Oh, oh man, what a bitch. Damn, what a fucking bitch. I knew this was gonna happen. Oh my God. I literally knew this was gonna happen. Bastard. What the fuck? Okay, it's okay. Don't, I'm not gonna get emotional here, but the fuck? Oh man. Okay, we'll chalk that up as a funny move. Fuck me. Man, I had enough of this, so I moved my target right here at the 40, and as soon as it hit the 40, boom, right to the 70. See, my probabilities here were on point. Like I mentioned earlier, it has a lower probability of winning, but I already knew it was going to hit 70 right there. It's okay. I made profit. I can't complain. Right? I can't complain. Okay. I just had to compose myself a little bit there. Kind of want to punch air at this moment because of Well, the thing was spot on. So the thing is here, so this is why the algo is very, very important, right? Thing is, we initially entered right here at the 752, but I knew price was going to reach 70. That's why I mentioned over here I was going to move my stop loss and profit and then drag it down. But it's all good. I mean, it's still a good hold right there. It went straight to where we aimed for, and I'm glad you made profit on that. So let's go ahead and go from here. So guys, big news from Apex, right? So I told you guys I had a meeting with Apex yesterday. They're 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 the company I'm going to be siding with regard to prop firm. So I had a meeting with Apex yesterday. They've been trying to set up this meeting with me for a long time now, for like maybe about a year now. I always thought it was a scam email because, I'm like, why is Apex emailing me? This is weird. Basically what they emailed me for is they wanted to meet with me because they apparently I'm top 200 trader in the US with them. So like, they want to work with me to basically grow Apex because I trade live every day. I trade real trading. It's not like I'm not posting any replays or posting some crazy content. I'm just trading live every day. So like they met with me and they basically want to fly me out to New York with like all the top traders, and then we're gonna go to the New York Stock Exchange and ring the bell. Basically, that's like that was their gift. They're like, oh, we have a gift for you. Okay, whatever. They want to fly me out to New York with the top traders at Apex, and then ring the bell at the New York Stock Exchange. So they're basically they want to work with me because they want me to promote Apex. There's a lot of big things coming with Apex. They have all these things. It's confidential. I'm not supposed to tell you guys, but they have a lot of these things that they're doing to compete with the other companies, right? Like Tradeify, um, I think Top One. There's like a lot of these other prop firms that have things that Apex doesn't have. So they asked me like, what does my community want from Apex? And I basically told them like, you guys got to fix the trailing drawdown because that trailing drawdown screws with us like every time. So they already have that in place. They're gonna make some changes to the trailing drawdown, and then also direct to funding. This is the biggest thing because you know you could do direct to funding for like 20 accounts. That's crazy, bro. Like I'll pay like $1,000 or a couple $100 to get 20 funded accounts, right, with no eval. And that's huge, right? Because with Tradeify, you can do 5 accounts, but with Apex, you could do 20 accounts. So you think about you pay for 20 accounts up front, and then you're already making profit on the accounts. So um, yeah, anyways, those are like a couple of the things. I'm going to be working with their executives. They connected me with one of their executives here in LA. I'm in Orange County, which is like an hour away. He's going to go take me out to dinner or whatever. We're going to talk business, and then yeah, I'm basically if you guys want what I would say is if you guys are looking to stick with a prop firm, I for sure would say Apex because they've been around for a while. A lot of people hate Apex, right? Because of like certain things like the thing's crazy because I talked to the executive and he said that even he was getting denied payouts, but he knew that he was doing something wrong, right? He was like, yeah, like Apex, they're not denying random people. Like they're denying people who are violating the rules. And I agree with that. So I'll be working with Apex. I'm going to be helping them develop their business basically. I'm going to give them ideas of like what we want as a community, and they're going to implement them into their platform. Yeah, so Talanji said also refunds would be nice. I know, right? That'd be cool, like with FTMO. So I'm gonna talk to them about it. The thing with them is like it has to make sense for them to make those changes, right? They still have to be profitable as a company. So I'll try to introduce these ideas. Let me take a screenshot of my trades for the day real quick before we do wrap this up. But let me just take a screenshot of my trades for the day so that you guys can see what I took. So let me go back to the R multiples over here. But yeah, so Apex, they have all this stuff already ready. It just they're waiting to drop the bomb, right? Like a lot of people think Apex is out of the game right now. Nobody likes Apex, but like, just look out for they're gonna make it a big announcement. And they're basically gonna drop all this big news. It's probably gonna happen, I think, during the holidays. That's usually when it's gonna happen. But they're going to probably drop it they're basically going to try to take over the business again because Apex was number one at some point. Now we have all these other prop firms, and they're going to drop this news of like direct funding, trailing drawdowns kind of made some changes. They might even do better payouts. Um, the cool thing too is that they're working with me, so like my payout percentage is going to change as well. They're going to basically bump me up in exchange for helping them, grow the Apex company and the business like that. So I'm pretty excited for this because I've always liked Apex, and I'm glad that they're working with me. So pretty cool. Anyways, the R multiple for the day, guys. We got 6R minus one, so that's going to be 5R. Today, if you took all the trades, it was a 5R multiple, basically, all the trades that I identified. We took these right here. I took a loss on this one, and then I took a win on this one. This one was such a big win that it would have recouped. This is actually a bigger R because it's 7. So this would have been like basically a 4R. So it'd be a 7R for the day. Hindsight. So if sorry, let me see. I'll just read the messages real. Let me post this up and then I'll read the messages. But yeah, if you guys have any problems with Apex, you guys can let me know because I'm connected with your executive, so I can get connected to the person right away that has control over this stuff. And then we can get it sorted out. The thing is with the denials, guys, I can't really help with the denials as much because well, I can bring it up to them. But the everybody gets denied. Even people who work at Apex get denied. And that's kind of funny to hear that from the executive. He's like, bro, everybody gets denied. It's not just individual people. Like I work at Apex and I still get denied. Um, so you just keep that in mind, guys. They're not singling you out. If you violated a rule, then you got denied. If you didn't, then you can let me know. I'll let the executive know and he'll let the person in charge know, and then they'll review your account. So just message me on Discord if you have any issues with Apex, and then I'll forward you over or I'll connect you with the guy that's in charge of that stuff. Okay, anyways, here's the trades for the day. Let me take a screenshot of my accounts. I didn't really make too much profit because I recouped on that loss from earlier. And then I think I got hit with some slippage, which is fine. Slippage happens. Alrighty. Yeah, but I'm pretty excited for what's to happen. I'm really curious to see what are the I mean, obviously I'm gonna get all the confidential stuff ahead of time. Um, and then if we have some what's happening, shoot. If I have any updates, like if I know if any big promos are coming around, I'll let you guys know. I'll try to keep on track with that. Because obviously I want you guys to get the dibs on like, the best promos. I'm really excited for the direct funding though. Because that means I could blow, well, not that I'm going to blow an account, but I can take a higher risk and and kind of like take bigger trades. Anyways, here are my profits for the day, guys. Again, like I said, I didn't make too much because I took a loss initially and then I took a win. So my profits for the day are these are my profits. I'll just take a screenshot of this. Here, let's see if I can stretch this out a little bit. Here, I'll copy the other one. This one's probably gonna be easier. It's bigger. Okay, guys. So I took two trades today, one loss, one win. My R multiple for the day was basically one because I took the loss earlier. But if you take every trade here, the R multiple is actually 7. If you took the pre-market trades, these two hit, they won. This one will loss, and this one over here won for a bigger move, 70 points. So let me just update the screenshot real quick. I'm also going to download the image. So you guys can see the power of this algo, right? This algo is it's crazy. It's honestly crazy how accurate it is. Um, right, I'm gonna look at the questions real quick and then I'm gonna log off for the day. So, all right, let's go check out the questions for it. Anyways, these are my profits for the day. So you can see, unfortunately, because I took the loss, this would have been more profit, obviously, be closer to 1,000. But my weekly P&L is good. I'm up 1,000 per account over here. I'm up 3,000 per account here, up 2,000 per account down here. These aren't all of my accounts, but I just wanted to take a screenshot of one. I have two screenshots here on my Discord. So I got these accounts and then I got these accounts. But there's not enough space on my chart to show all my accounts. Um, so let's see. I'm gonna take a list of all the things you guys are interested in with Apex, and then I'll forward these questions or forward these inquiries to the executive at Apex. So let's see. So Talanji said refunds on past accounts. I don't think they'll do that, but I'll bring it up to them because they make most of their money from blown accounts. So yeah, the let me scroll up real quick. Sam said, "Breathe, bro, breathe." Over. It's over. Great trade, Sean. Yeah, this was a good trade earlier. Blanco said, "If you do New York, let's meet you." Yeah, definitely, Blanco. I'll hit you up. Yeah, David said, "I hear Apex had insane rules. They've been getting better, but they did have some pretty crappy rules initially." Hindsight said, "Oh yes, I saw your message earlier." David said, "Is it true that Apex doesn't show copy trading? I've heard they deny payouts because of it." Um, I mean, you can't copy other people's accounts, but you can copy your own accounts. That's one thing. Yeah, Nick said he copy trades with Apex and he's never been denied a payout. PC2, he said he copies trades as well, never been denied a payout. Um, and that's about it. Yeah. So hindsight over here said, so your next target entry is eight. Let me clean this up or move this over. So the next target entry, there was one right here at 816. This was with the direction of momentum. And then the next one was at 821, which was with the direction of momentum. And then, yeah, the next one coming up is going to be at eight. This one actually has a good win ratio, 854. So the next entry, I mean, these already have came up. The next one is going to be at 854. It's going to be right here. And then this is going to be, it's going to be with the direction of momentum. So if you have a buy signal here by 854, then you can take that for a buy. What I might do in the future, guys, this is just an idea that I thought about. I might just run a live stream that runs 24 hours basically, or at least during New York session. So I'm not going to do this today, but it's an idea that I might have because I know not all of you guys have the indicators. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice if you guys did because you guys can just take these trades yourself. But for the people who are just following the live, what I might do is I might just have a live stream running pretty much 24 hours a day. I'll just run and then you guys can see the momentum and then you guys can just take trades off whatever I have listed here. That's, of course, if you want to do that, right? It's a lot of work, but it might be something that I might do in the future, maybe. Or you guys could just get the indicators and you guys could just take these trades yourself. That'd probably be the easier route. But anyways, I think that's it for the day, guys. If you guys have any profits to post up, feel free to send them in the Discord. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. If you have questions about Apex or you have anything that you want changed, feel free to let me know. I'm connected directly with Apex now, so if there's any problems, I can message them over and have them sorted out for you. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, great trading day today, guys. Again, going over the trades for the day, we had basically one win here, one win here, one loss here, and one win here. These were for 2R each, so 4R right there, one loss here for a 1R. And then right here we had this big move. We were initially going for 2R, but I had my target at 70, and it dropped right back down to that area. But good profits for the day. These are my stats for the day and for the week. So whatever happens tomorrow doesn't make a big difference. I'll still be in profit for the week, so I'm happy with that. But hopefully we have some more wins tomorrow, and then we can keep going with this, keep this win streak going. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, hit me up.